Hey, what's going on, guys? John with Pitstop4Country here, and I'm sorry I wasn't able to get my Thursday video out. I have been posting more videos, though, because with the website, I'm linking to my daily posts over there, so you're gonna see a lot of activity, and hopefully the consistent posting is gonna help my channel grow, because I want to drive traffic in a lot of different directions to kind of create my brand, Pitstop4Country. So I figured I'd throw up a weekend video here and try to, get something out there. And so I was reading, Saving Country Music's, big fan of him. I was reading his review of the new Willie Nelson album. Now, I will come straight out and say that, I don't listen to a ton of Willie Nelson. I don't listen to a ton of Merle Haggard. I just never had the exposure to them, and that's kind of where I'm going with this. And so he touched on the fact of the aging Willie Nelson and how he said, it's kind of paraphrasing here, but inevitable that he's going to die at some point. I mean, and that's something that people, I think a lot of times, it's kind of like your dog. And I get sad, I think about our dog. He's 8 years old, and they live up till, the breed we have lives, anywhere from say 13 to 20 years. I mean, they last a long time, but you never know. And I think a lot of the time, some people don't want to think about that, and you don't want to think about death a lot, because what ends up happening is you get depressed, and then you start thinking about it, and you don't enjoy the time you have. Kind of like on a Sunday, you spend more time thinking about, oh my God, I have to go back to work tomorrow, than actually enjoying an entire day. So I've been thinking about this. I was glad he talked about it on the website there, and it's kind of like Morgan Freeman. At some point they're going to pass away, and my kind of issue that I have is when we looked at the death of Merle Haggard, who again I've been getting into more and more because the ranch will play him, and I like some of that stuff, and with Spotify now, but anyways, you look at the lack of exposure of these people now, and they have a pretty big following online and whatnot, because Willie Nelson, let's face it, it's a household name. But do people actually, in my age group, I'm mid-20s, do they actually appreciate their contributions? And I'm gonna say no. And the reason for that is, look at me, okay? I've really been working to create a niche for myself in this Texas and independent scene. I strive to grow this to become a huge name. I want to be. I want doors to unlock so I can have a bigger impact, and I think I'm kind of on my way to that, depending on where else I'm able to grow and who takes interest. But without someone like me who has immersed themselves in this type of country music and kind of off the beaten path, so to speak, especially from a New England standpoint, not many people listen to, the music I do. And so I think there's a huge lack of respect and even knowledge on what Merle Haggard and Willie Nelson, even George Strait, I mean, people really don't know about their music. And a lot of that is, think about the local radio stations. You people in Texas and Oklahoma, you're spoiled. I mean, and not saying that in an accusatory way, but you have access to music that people up here don't even know. And I mean, I'll turn on the ranch or, the Red Dirt Rebel. I know they've had some issues, but they play all sorts of different older stuff that I had never heard. Artists I didn't know, because at the time, years back, even 5 years ago, you didn't have all the streaming like it is now. So you had to pretty much get a CD and again, how are you going to know about the artist or hear it on the radio? Which, good luck, they're not playing that. They'll mourn the death, but they don't play, Merle Haggard on my local radio stations. It's just not going to happen. So I think it's an issue that is kind of sad, because a whole generation, the millennials, I hate that I'm lumped into that category, but they don't understand how important those big legends were and are to country music. And it's such a shame. And again, I blame the way the music has gone with the Sam Hunts and the Florida Georgia Lines and the whole commercialized aspects. It's just a darn shame, but it was just something I kind of thought was kind of interesting, because, as again, Willie Nelson, he's not going to live for another 20 years. I mean, he might, but I mean, it sucks. But I just thought that was kind of an interesting thought. So let me know what you think. Do you agree? I mean, do you think people have the respect, or do you think I'm right? We'll talk to you. Thanks, guys.